I was hoping. Mayuyu. Hi. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Hi there. Hi. So I'm here. I'm just gonna go. We're just gonna get straight into the game today. Because I can only stream for like a little bit. So I'm gonna go for as long as I can. Only for about like an hour and a half, maybe. So we're gonna go straight into the game. I went on vacation for the past few days to Great Wolf Lodge. That was fun. Let's do this. Turnabout Donald. April 20th, 12:14 p.m. District Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing, you see. She's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify. Or prosecute. Or prosecute.
She's fatigued from smoking so much weed. Hey, Amble.
The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand.
Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser.
Jesus, Christoph!
Not. Not. Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh, really?
Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like, oh, really? There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied.
Smoking hot is what she is.
Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
So you were in cahoots with the victim.
Okay. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards.
You swapped the cards.
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed and cheating would cast doubts on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Oh, really, Orley? How droll.
But it appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
I agree the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute, I'm bad. You hear me? Bad!
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. I just want Apollo to just start like looking at her, just screaming, "You ain't bad, you ain't nothing!" Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
You ain't nothing! That night I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant.
You just testified to cheating, man. I don't think he was the cheater.
The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Let's press it. And forget it! This planted card. Which card was it exactly? The trump card. The 5 of hearts.
Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend.
Well, that's why pachinko parlors are the way that they are. Because I think gambling is illegal in... I think gambling for money is illegal in Japan. Which is why you mostly get, balls from pachinko machines. That you can then trade in for prizes and stuff. So I think that's why this makes sense, even though gambling for money isn't illegal in America, despite this game so desperately wanting you to believe that they're in California and not Japan.
I slid it right into Wright's pocket.
When was this?
Why, before the match, of course, while he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht. And suckers.
Remind me never to go there.
Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. Exactly. The 5th case came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud.
There are worse things to be known as, I suppose.
Tell us what happened with the search. But the planted card was gone.
Wait. There we go. The card disappeared?
Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, zippo! We searched every nook and cranny. Even inside his cute little hat.
I want that hat. But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct?
Never in my long, storied career. Never has Quick Fingers Orley been so readily duped.
Don't look at me. Oh, wait. Oh, really? So what did happen to that 5? Oh, really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts?
Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant?
So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. The 5 of hearts. Hold on. What's that one? Well, I could like zoom in. That's definitely a 5. That could be it. I'm trying to think. Where would the 5 of hearts be? Okay. Wait. Isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
You searched Mr. Right thoroughly and found nothing.
Which means you didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
Well... Oh?
What was that? What was that just now? I sensed something.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor. I'm fine.
What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Miss Orley, you're hiding something!
What are you talking about? Me? Quick fingers, Orley, hide something? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true. I did see it. Honest. I saw it when Mr. Wright hit him. With my own eyes. I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance. Oh, wait.
That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
Touching her neck, was it?
Ooh! Whoa! I see! Whoa! What's going on?
This sensation. It's coming into focus.
There! That twitch!
It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before.
Perceive!
Gotcha? Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get into a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual. But let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Oh, yeah. This is absolutely kangaroo court of the best kind.
Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her most of the moment of the crime?
Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck.
I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime.
There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an erasable impression on your neck was this.
Is it the bottle? The bottle is completely empty. Okay. Could be the phone? Unlikely, but what is this? The battery's being held in with a piece of tape.
You just buy a new one. Maybe you can't afford it. Or he just doesn't care.
Anything?
Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of the moment of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon!
But something doesn't fit. If you were the only witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now? I heard my name. I was spacing out and then I heard my name and I came to.
It was Mr. Smith,
The victim who was hit, not you. This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wilding conjecture. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant.
Justice. I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime, the very moment. That's a very unfortunate situation. Wait, she went back into her disguise. We know you're not Russian.
The witness will testify, please. Now.
Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. I think I know what I need to present on that, but... Oh, well, he must have been stunned by the weight of the crime. He sat in a daze at the table until the cops came.
Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get from this witness. So what do you think about her testimony? Flawed.
Is your background a reason for you playing this? What background? I genuinely don't know what you mean.
Well, what's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence that you claim contradicts this testimony.
She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there.
I know there's evidence that contradicts that. And it is this phone. Miss Orley! We have record that clearly contradicts what you just said. No. I've never thought about it like that, but that is interesting. I just really like this game. I just really like Phoenix Wright. No, you're fine, you're fine.
It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. Ah! So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant.
It was the victim. Who swung it at Miss Orley. Showdown time. You dirty cheat! The card's gone. You lose. Ah!
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me.
You! Some master of cheating you are. I'm not sure what this voice is for him.
When I came to,
The victim was already dead, is that it?
that's why I couldn't reveal who I really was.
Yeah, but it kept fluctuating just because I couldn't place when he was talking.
If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
And place what? Devin, no, that's the voice for Apollo, though.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with a bottle and I'm imagining all of this!
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin, sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to kill Miss Orley, a big fat liar.
What?
Three were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder. What? I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright.
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know two colors of cards were being used. A fourth person. Ha! This theory again. Your fourth person doesn't exist. Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
The real criminal?
And we're unlocked. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about? Sorry.
Hold on, what is he talking about?
Remember what I said? The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error.
Yeah, he didn't know that there was... He wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards.
Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here, in our court, who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was? It's not me, I swear! You were not there, Winston.
Who is this fourth person?
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards were used in the final game were blue?
It wouldn't be Miss Orley. Because she was there, she knows the rules of the Borscht Club games. It definitely wasn't Winston Penn. It wouldn't have been him because it was done after the murder. And he was... Oh, it was done after the murder. He might have investigated the crime scene or something. As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. You know, I should know some things about sharp hair. I was right? Christoph Gavin,
You were the fourth person that night. But, of course, Mr. Gavin knows the colors of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue. The ones at the table, or the floor. But look! You can see the colors in the photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game. In the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. Yes, a test of wits. A silent clash of passions. A clashance, if you will. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in a blue flame. Know its final outcome. Well, Christoph? Anything to say for yourself? Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin! Is something the matter?
No, no, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so... Right. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph? You know even I'd never take a joke this far. This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder. I assure you, I'm quite sane. But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mrs. Smith either. I wasn't aware I was a connection to Mrs. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met. Well, what if they have? Huh? There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies have to relate. Testimonies have to relate to the case. How could anything happen before that game of poker would be related?
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
Of course it'd be related. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley...
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay. No need. You heard what the judge said, Apollo. It's your decision. Yours.
Justice!
You aren't seriously considering. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. But now that we've gotten this far, we might as well go all the way. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead. Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder.
I dine with him rather frequently. And he talked to the defendant on the phone? Directly after the murder? Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning on this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when you took on our defense. When we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice.
Sir!
Sir. He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? With the frizz? No way! Hold it! You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner in a usual spot, as usual. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such were on the table were from your dinner? Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Christoph. We dined for 2 hours, then Christoph left. After that... 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure. Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith have never met. May have met? Well, I believe I did say that. Here I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall?
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be. If that were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Orley mentioned.
The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in right pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search right. He would then pull out the planted card, and trap would snapshot. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted.
Yes,
I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. An empty bottle of grape juice.
The murder weapon?
Yes. I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama.
The card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe. I'll take a look.
Mr. Wright, the poker head of the courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please provide your testimony with this new information.
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in here. No?
What, Mr. Wright? Surely, isn't all you have to say for yourself?
Can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out? Oh, and a 6th person could have helped.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing. So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear?
In any case, please continue the cross-examination.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming.
Ho ho! Ho ho!
So you struck first. I like that. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. You made the call to the first police. The police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkness, in a darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. Didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. Was already dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
Oh, little?
He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Christoph's loss this would be give me a friend right for my defense fees. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Christoph. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about? I don't think that was right. I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to be in continuous justice. Unless I present it again. Oh, Mr. Wright, if I may, blah blah blah. Okay. Huh. Cerebral hemorrhaging, blood for trauma to the forehead. Girl knocked out and left to call the police. When they returned, he was dead. Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Damn it. Okay. Card backs are red. For some reason I thought they were using blue back cards in final hand. Only one of the cards is blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know? Worst lawyer and learned Robert Lee Baraki. Huh. But how is he lying? I have to figure this out. God damn it. Huh. It must be on here, though. I'm good. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. I'm good. Huh. Connor 98010. It does not, but welcome back. What? Maybe there's something here. The bottle is completely empty.
Objection!
Huh? Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Left to call the police. He was dead, blood streaming from his. Okay. Wait a second. No blood streaming.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice, next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
I forgot to mention something. I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head. Huh? You put the hat on the man's head. He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was fully in view. Shining bright, just like this photograph.
And?
Picked his head up off the floor, put it on his head. Look, well, why'd you do a little thing like that? All I can say is, I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene.
So, Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head.
I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed the head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin?
Pardon.
It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright! If you believe you were... tell the truth. Okay, I have 26 minutes before I have to log off. Let's see if we can finish this.
Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the cat in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hand on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Yep. Reason?
Yeah, reason? It's right here.
Your
Your cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police.
Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Christoph, seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well. Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you. Oh. That gentleman who challenged you. It turned out to be good. Yeah, he turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead.
Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borch Bowl Club? Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate?
Oh, that's right.
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Hold on. Sorry, I got a phone call. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mrs. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason? The reason why you put the victim's hat back on? Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it? I know. It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright?
Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Another fucking testimony? Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes, after which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well. This will be the final recess for the day.
4:20, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? May I? Huh? What? Who? Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. What's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. You'll need a trump card to make it.
No, I like the idea that Trucy is just American, just like doesn't have an Australian accent.
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. That's all. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? The fifth ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood? You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Oh. Bloody ace added to the court record.
District Court, court number 2. Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. The witness state his name and occupation.
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about this secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright? What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up, placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say? Not bad, Apollo. Not bad, Apollo. Cracking on.
I was about to say jolly good, but that's British, not a thing, not an Australian thing.
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Now allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appeared in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Gavin, I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them where you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh!
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant.
Mr. Justice.
Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. That man? You mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers, his aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that. So then you knew the true nature of your client's job? Of course. But I also know he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal.
Ugh, I'm not going to be able to finish this.
I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score.
I see. What happened then?
The little window. To keep watch up the... You mean the one used to keep the watch up the stairs? A relic of the ancient past. The Black Marketeers used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room?
I'm just gonna read through this just real quick.
I didn't want to upset Mr. Wright, you see.
Upset Mr. Wright?
Yes, what if my fears had been unfounded?
I have 10 minutes.
I'd be watching on their match. Bad form, to say the least. So far, everything he's saying makes sense. Wright wasn't holding the bottle in his hand.
Hold it!
Those were the only three at the scene of the crime. Yes, as far as I saw, at least. Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant's Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to him? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Mr. Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection!
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
I just said I saw no one.
That's all. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
This mysterious 4th person, who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose.
Glad to say we agree, Mr. Gavin.
Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand?
The card was swapped out. It was the 5th ace. Well, Mr. Justice, the real question of why the killers would swap down a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
I have to think. Can I show evidence?
Oh, yes. Of course. Of course I can. Now or never.
Evidence showing the reason the card was called out.
Because it had blood on it. Why? Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What?
This is insane! Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be? Could this be the missing 5th ace?
Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Well, that's the thing.
With just some fishy girl from some fishy card. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Bush Bowl that night after the murder at a kid. Gave it to my daughter. Cards are stock and trade, after all.
Objection!
No! Impossible! Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud!
A fraud? How can you be so sure?
I would think the only person who would claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene, the real killer.
The trace of blood was the reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. His hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead.
A drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards.
And took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh, right. Regardless of how you wasted this the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
So I need to cut that short. I will call it here. I'm gonna save.
We will continue this tomorrow night. Not sure exactly when, but definitely tomorrow night. We'll finish this up. We will either finish this up and start the next case, or we'll finish this up and watch something. Probably Phoenix Wrong. You don't know what that is? Those are fun. But anyway, we will definitely finish this up tomorrow night. Anyway, have a good one. Please feel free to follow for more if you haven't already. Join my Discord. And yeah. There we go. Yeah, so if you enjoyed, please feel free to follow for more. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!